This is Queen Victoria the First, and I'm going to skip over here and show you my father, King Edward VIII, what they did to him. They have him. His father is would be my grandfather, George the Fifth, who married Mary, and I didn't know her first name was Victoria. My name is Victoria II, and I'm legal heir to the British Crown. It was stolen. The monarchy was stolen, so this whole thing's a lie. The genealogy, it's a total lie from here, I know. Edward VIII, my father, was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, Windsor, who was the Queen of England. 1936, my dad was forced to abdicate. In December of 36, and history tells you he abdicated to marry Wallace Warfield Simpson and became the Duke of Windsor, which is a total lie. My father married my mom. They were still married and still alive in October the 20th of 86 when I came to Roanoke, and that I know for sure. They stole his identity, they killed him and took him down. You might as well say they killed him with character assassination. Total lies. Okay, here's who took it. My Uncle George, the illegal sixth, who also in 37, when the imposter married Wallace Simpson and became the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, in 37, he became illegal monarch. And thus Elizabeth and Margaret, her sister, my name is Margaret Ann, Victoria II. Okay, this is Elizabeth married Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, which is they're a lie, illegal. Okay, then you got Charles and on and on. Here is Elizabeth. You know, she reminds me of Lionel Dempsey. Okay? Wonder how much difference there is other than she has all my money. And she stood by and watched. She's known all of this. She was 15 when I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace, and her father helped do it. She certainly knows that Wallace Simpson was an American spy and had married a double. That wasn't my father, and she knows it. She stood by and watched it and watched what they've done to me and encouraged it. I happen to know she's in a hit person. I got to remember, it was about 3-4 years ago. And they happened to tell me. And yeah, she did, right here to Roanoke. This is my father, Edward VIII. A very good man. So why is this allowed to continue? The lies in history. This is Wallace that married the double. And she's with Eleanor Roosevelt in 41. They're congratulating each other is really what they're doing on the takedown and kidnapping of me in 41. I was born in 39, and here is the esteemed Elizabeth's father, my own Uncle George, became the illegal George VI, with the Roosevelts, the Jews, the Illuminati that helped kidnap me. And here's the dear Elizabeth's mum, okay? And she's a Rothschild, okay? Very active in what happened to me and my dad, mom. That's in 1939. They called it the Hot Dog Festival. You can look it up on Memorial Day of 39. This is one of the doubles that married Wallace Simpson. Total character assassination, lies that was part of the royal family, the United States, the Jews, the Roosevelts, the Rockefellers, Bilderbergers, Rothschilds, Kennedy clan. At that time, I didn't know until about a year ago that the Kennedys were related, I believe, through the Mountbattens. I'm not sure. But JFK helped his father. His father was made U.S. ambassador to England by Roosevelt in 36 and kicked out in 46. JFK helped fly me out to Moulton, Alabama. This is 1943, I believe. That's me. And I don't want to hurt George at all. He's still alive. He retired from the Navy. And he would remember, honestly, he would remember the switch. He has to. The real Peggy, this is Lina Dempsey, that they put me there in Moulton, Alabama, in a pigsty. They didn't dress like this, and you can't describe it. So I'm just going to say this. This was her here, Lina. And all these, they swore it to secrecy about she murdered her twins, Peggy and Carl Dempsey. Carl was murdered right after birth. Now, Peggy was murdered, I found out later when I found out about my kidnapping, and I can remember, oh yes, that she was killed actually just a few weeks or not even that before they dropped me off in this hellhole there, gave me the name of Peggy Ann Dempsey. Supposedly Peggy was still alive and the switch was made. Now, Jean is right there in front of her sorry, you know what, dad, who, I'm not even going to get into it again, all right? She would know. She's still alive, I think, in Decatur, Alabama, Moulton. Now, you tell me why these people should get mad at me for finding out about my birth and the hell I've gone through and start making up lies about me like I could. Oh, I can't believe it. So my father, Edward VIII, married Claudia Ruth OKeefe. This is the genealogy, and she's sister to artist Georgia OKeefe, the artist. And that's the OKeefe from Ireland and Hungary and Holland. Okay, this is Georgia, my aunt, and Aunt Georgia, and picture there. Now, this is just another genealogy sheet here. The same thing with my mom, Claudia Ruth. See, you've never heard of her. And did they wipe out Georgia OKeefe? She had millions here. And there was a signed will that she didn't sign, and it left everything to, can't remember his name now, that was a caretaker for her. And the OKeefe family could not get in. They tried to make it sound like Georgia made it, and she didn't. They stole it. And part of it, the O'Keefes have died and paid a price and all this too. Now I want to go to this. You're talking about genealogy that's totally a lie. I want to go back over here real quick. I want you to understand, my dad never married or had anything to do with Wallace Warfield Simpson. So this is a lie in your genealogy sheets. My dad in 1936 and stayed married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, a school teacher, and she's the queen mom. Look what they did to him. His own brother and part of his family helped take him down, kidnap me, and I want to show this. This is my son, Mark and Scott, and me, and it's back years ago when we lived at Westgate, and they went to, Cobb County. That's a picture of my dad abdicating. This is the double with Wallace, the sorry people. This is Philip that was put there right after I came. They put me in Moulton, Alabama, kidnapped me. Let me get that up. It's not taking it very well. I'm not sure I should have put his picture up, but I'm going to. He was like a brother to me, and I still love him the same way. He was with one of the agencies. So anyway, I love him very much still, and he was like a brother to me. He's not of that family either. He was put there in 1944, I believe, when he was a baby. This is me and Mark, who's there after me, and then Scott. This is Mark and a rocky horse. Not much like the one that Obama went over to Edinburgh, I'm homeless, you know, and kept penniless and homeless and a beggar. He takes a rocky horse to little George, son of Kate and William, on little George's birthday. They're illegal. I cannot for the life of me understand how people let it continue. This, I've said, this is me and my sons Mark and Scott, and this is Mark. And now I'm going to go. I hope that somewhere in all this, people will help. I understand that if I had a DNA, which I've been told by the British and the Germans and people from here who I am, there's no doubt. But I'm told that it would help facilitate and get, if I had a DNA, get it up on the internet. I also know that my mom, how do you go back and get a DNA from her? So I don't know. I guess my DNA would have to go back, and I understand the female, like my grandmother, would be the dominant, which is Victoria Mary, my grandmother. And isn't it a shame that she was against my mom, because my mom was, quote, a commoner. And I would have to go back to her for DNA.